Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I need us to talk about priorities. My name is Liquid Nomana. You can find me on social media at the Hip Hop Mayor, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at the Hip Hop Mayor. No spaces in between, just one word at the Hip Hop Mayor. So today I need us to talk about priorities, having priorities. Priority is that one important thing, not one actually, is one or more of those important things that you really need to do, whether today or in a week or in a month or in a year. You really need to do that. And then having kids, that while the priority is having their safety and having them to eat and clothes and everything else, so those ones is like a priority on itself. So in terms of business or social media or whatever it is that you want to achieve, priorities may differ or they may vary from person to person or from business to business. So in your business, what is your number one priority? And another thing is some priorities can change from week to week. Example, my social media company Rhymefest ZA, at Rhymefest ZA on Twitter, one word, no spaces, at Rhymefest ZA or ZA. For the month of March, the priority was to get as many followers as possible. Before we started post, because we've been posting for a very long time, but we are one of those small accounts that nobody really cares about. So the plan was to get at least 3,000 followers on Twitter. That was the priority for the whole month. So somebody else priority can be sharing memes. That can be their priority. But on a serious note, what is the priority of your business? Let's say maybe you are in a business of making shirts. You are a tailor, or not just a designer, but you actually cut the cloth yourself, the material, the fabric. You cut it yourself, you put it together and make a t-shirt or make a shirt or make whatever it is that you want to. And then your priority will be to make as many of them as possible. That will be your number one priority. The second priority will be to get on social media and start advertising your business. And I don't know, maybe actually your number one will be to register your business, then making as many products as possible, and then promoting your business as far as possible. So those will be your three priorities. Everything else can come and fall into place, but you have at least those three priorities that "Oh, this is what I'm going to do." And then within the 6 months of your priority list, you also have priorities on a daily. "Oh, today I'm gonna do this, and this week I'm going to do this." So having priorities at least forces you or binds you to be productive and have that focused mind of this is what I want to achieve. And then number one will be like the first things about your priorities and what is it that you want to achieve. Number two will be adapt to change. Are you able to adapt to change? Because sometimes things doesn't go really or exactly how we planned. So are you able to adapt to change, even when you do have those priorities in check? Will you be able to adapt to any change that comes your way? Say you are selling fashion materials, like I said, and then now winter comes, like it's winter in South Africa right now, and then winter comes and most of your fabric are light and you don't really sell like warm clothing. Will you be able to adapt to that change of you are no longer making as much money as you used to do in December when it was hot? Or will you be able to adapt and start making warm clothing to adapt to the difference or the change in weather? So being able to adapt. And another thing that you need to check is competition. you know there can be competition, or there can be someone out there who is doing the same thing that you are doing, or who is suddenly doing the same thing that you're doing, but they probably have more muscle in terms of funding, in terms of having the bigger market. Now you need to adapt and get used to this bigger dog now that's chowing your customers. Sorry, that was a very bad example, but you understand, so be able to adapt to change. And then the third one will be to having a goal in mind. When you prioritize whatever it is that you are prioritizing, that was a tongue twister right there. When you prioritize whatever it is that you are prioritizing, you have to have a goal in mind. And what is it that I want to achieve with this? Because say for example you register your business, the goal in mind is to make sure your business is legit, so that when you apply for funding or when you apply for whatever it is that you need to apply for, at least you have your papers, you have everything in check. When you sit down and start cutting those cloth, fabric, material, whatever, you go through those things with your scissor and you're cutting things. I have no idea what fashion designers do, by the way. Yeah. So when you go through all of that, what is it that you want to achieve? Like, what is your goal in mind? You want to make a t-shirt, or you just want to make a shirt, or you want to make a shawl, whatever, so everything that you do, you must always have a goal in mind. So in terms of priorities, your priorities must also have some form of a goal of what is it exactly that you want to achieve, because you can't just have priorities, random priorities there, because even if you do achieve whatever priorities that you have, it's not really going to feel like a win unless you have a goal in mind. Or this is what I wanted to achieve, this is what I wanted to do, and I did it, so you can just pat yourself in the back and be like, yeah, I did it. So priorities, they help us to have our minds in check. Like, hey, focus, focus here, don't focus on whatever else that's happening outside there. But with that being said, you also need to be adaptable to change, because some changes affects us directly, whether we like it or not, especially on social media. I am on social media all the time, so the prices in that, obviously they will affect how much I log in or how much I don't log in. The prices in airtime data, the prices in the community standard, that whatever app that you're using, because sometimes you will post something and then they will flag it and tell you this goes against the community standard, you can't post this, you can't post that. So also things like that, that's something that comes from the outside affecting your business. So as long as you are adaptable to change, when I post something, for example, let's say I post this card or this mug, and then Instagram or Facebook says that mug goes against our community standard, then I have to find another way of posting this mug without either outside Facebook and Instagram, or posting the mug in such a nice way that it doesn't show that I'm posting the mug. I will just show up drinking coffee, and then it will be like, oh, now he's just drinking coffee, he's not posting the mug. And then obviously someone will be like, hey, I love that mug, where did you buy it? I'm selling them. Hey, here's my numbers, let's talk on WhatsApp, or let's talk somewhere else. And then when we talk there, we're like, I'm actually selling those mugs, they go at R9.95, so you can. By the way, I'm not selling mugs, I was just doing an example. So priorities, man. First things first, adapt to change and have a goal in mind. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like it and share it with your friends, and let's build a community. Thank you for watching. Peace.